Hi chums, I'm just going to do a little quick video here about a shed. This is a shed I ordered last November and I've had to wait till now to get it because the guy who's building it is really overwhelmed with work. Now, as you can see, that's the back corner of the shed there, that brick, and this brick here is the front corner, okay? And that's 4 meters from there to there. Well, 4 meters, that's 13.1 feet, okay? And then if we come back a wee bit, I can show you the width of it. Right, I have to keep coming back into here to get it in. Right, there's the brick there. That's in one corner, and there's the other corner there. So it's 5 meters across. So the floor is 5 meters by 4 meters. Well, 5 meters is about 16.4 feet by 13.1 feet. So that's, well, 5 or 20 square meters. What's that in square feet? 16.4 by 13.1. Well, 1613 is 208, and the 0.4 and the 0.1. So you're talking about 213, 214 square feet. So it's a big shed, and that's where the floor will stop there. That's the internal floor stops just there. But then it comes out another meter, just about 40 inches to here, 13.9 something. So it comes out to here because there's going to be like a sort of an overhang on the top of it, and it's going to look like this shed here. It's going to look like the top of that shed, but the roof's going to come out towards us 1 meter, so you can sit underneath it and have a cup of tea and sit down. So this is my wife's shed. She does patchwork quilt, or she wants to do this. She's retired and she wants to do this as a hobby, and she loves doing that sort of thing, but she's nowhere in the house to come back to where she can leave a quilt sitting and know it's going to be there the next day, because the only table we have is a table in the kitchen. So it means packing everything up. So this will give her her own space where she can do her own thing. So the boys have said the shed's coming today, and I don't know if this is just to keep me keen or not, but if you look in here, last night, look through all this rubbish that I've put, that's the glass, the 5 panes of glass that came for the windows. So that's, he said he'd be coming this afternoon with the shed. So just a little quick look at what we're at. It's going to be a big shed, my goodness. But and the bricks here, the bricks are just sitting there in piles, so it's easier for the guys to set them into position and level the thing up. The shed's not going to be that height off the ground, obviously, but it's just myself and a couple of friends, well, my friends, they pile the bricks for me, you know. So that's it. So there we are. That's phase 1 of the shed. Okay? All the best now. Bye-bye. Hi chums, a bit of wind noise here, so I'll try to do the best I can. Well, we've got our floor in and levelled, and then this part here, that's the piece that's going to be covered over by the roof, and then this is the inside of the shed here. Now they didn't want to put the floor on because it's going to rain, so they've just levelled up and they're away to get the roof now, and they're going to come back tomorrow morning and do the whole thing. And it took them about an hour. About 2 hours, no, about an hour and a half to do that, so level that out, and, excuse me, and they've just set the other panels up against the wall there, and they said it'll take about an hour to build the shed tomorrow morning. So there's where we are. I'll have to come back here to let you see it right. So that's the floor for there now, 5 meters by 4. Well, it's actually 5 meters by 5 almost, because there's almost a meter coming this way, you know. So good job. I'm very pleased with. So we'll see it up tomorrow. They're away to get a roof with a choice between black. They went for a black roof, but they mightn't be able to get it. So we'll say with grey or green. So we went for grey if they can get that. So it's going to be black or grey, one or the other. And they're away to pick that up now. So that's where we are, folks. And I'm just going to, now they've got that level now, I'm going to start now putting more blocks in, just in spaces. I'm going to set more blocks in just to give the floor some more support. So there you go. Right, all the best now. Bye bye. Final look round, and that's it. Right. Hi chums. I had some visitors there. I don't really know why I'm doing a video, because there's not really much to talk about today, but we'll see. This morning there's a couple of guys arrived and did a bit of work. I can't remember what it was, but she'll just show you around the garden here what's happening anyway. Everything is looking pretty good actually. The potatoes are flying, but I'll show you this here. The beans are absolutely trashed. And there's been a bloody cat. Look, bloody cat in the pumpkins. Those are Dan's pumpkins. They're a bit sad looking. They should have been out a long time ago. But once again, like, where do your days go to? The beans got completely thrashed by the wind. I normally put up canes and bean and pea netting, fairly strong stuff that supports them, but I didn't do it this year, and you can see what happens. The onions, these are Centurion. These are probably going to be the best onions I've ever grown. They're absolutely beautiful looking. I'm really pleased. There's one or two that aren't just as good as the others, but overall, they're looking really fantastic, you know. The corn is coming on now. This last couple of years, 2 years ago, I put the corn in and it was doing okay, and then it just got cold in June and it just sat like that for the rest of the summer. It didn't do anything at all. The very carefully planted peas are starting to come up there, so, and as you can see, they're all perfectly spaced. That's a bed has to be sorted out yet. What do we see now? What else is there? Yes, I fed the birds up there. The tomatoes are doing grand down in the greenhouse. That's really it, folks. There's nothing else to talk about, really, you know. So, let me see. Oh, there's this old thing here. This was put up this morning. This is Rosemary's shed. It's I'll give you sort of a view of size. Let's get sizes here. It's 4 meters by 5 meters, so it's just sort of 16.4 feet by 13.1, and that's the body size of it. It comes out another couple of feet here. They didn't want to come out any further because there's going to be a cantilever problem at the top here, so we kind of compromised and went for a walkway that you can still sit on, have a cup of coffee. But the main thing about it is, oh yeah, sorry, we've got a tin roof as well, and underneath the tin there's that sort of anti-wet, anti-condensation fabric stuff. So it means we won't have a condensation problem inside. Same as you put under the tiles in your roof. And then on the front of it, we've got, the reason we wanted the overhang mainly was because it means in the summer you can open up the doors, and it'll show you, it'll stop the rain coming in, you know. So that's 5 meters. It's 5 meters from there to there, 16.4 feet. So I'm really thrilled with it. Really, really thrilled. Done in 19 millimeter tongue and groove. What's the difference between 19 millimeters and 3/4 of an inch? That's your wee question for today. Now, no looking up the internet, no looking up Google. 19 millimeters and 3/4 of an inch. What is the difference? So that's it. Double doors because we're going to have to move stuff in here, like beds and stuff. Well, one bed and a settee and stuff while we're getting the work done in the house. So that's sorted out. But everything's really heavy, you know. The slips are on the insides of the window, so it's some naughty people can come along. You hear that there? Nice and tight. And then we're in now. It is absolutely huge. And you can see the roof is done with wood as well. It's not just tin on top of rafters. It's done properly. And then we touches like the slips. This is all toughened glass on the windows, and the slips are on the inside so that somebody can't come along and just pull the slips out. And then they put silicone around the outside to seal it up. It's a fantastic job. Chip 19 mil. Or 3/4 inch chipboard. You haven't, or plywood, sorry, not chipboard, plywood. So there shouldn't be a problem with any moisture issues. You know, the way chipboard just blows. And then the way the corners are done, they're done really neatly. You can see we're here. You've got your final joist here, or truss, or how you call it, stud. And then this one here slides up to this one. So they overlap each other and make the corner and put a real good seal on it. It's not like where they've just been butt jointed and then a piece of wood put over the outside. This piece here, actually, this piece here slides into this piece, so that piece comes up against this, and that makes your corner for you. So it's a nice job. I'm really pleased with it. I'm absolutely thrilled, and Rosemary, more importantly, Rosemary is thrilled with it. Good heavy doors. But the thing is, on these doors, this is going to be for sewing, this shed. May as well just open the door here and let you see what it's like when the doors are opened up. It lets a lot of light in too, you know. It's getting back in far enough to get the thing done, you know. So it'll let air in. Now we could have gone for opening windows, but that would have added another few £100. But with the double doors, it never gets so hot here that you couldn't be enough draft with that. But if we need to, we can get windows made if it gets unbearable, the heat. But that's not usually an issue in Ireland, you know. I was going to insulate the walls, put in a kingspan, but it would cost an awful lot of money. And the other thing is, it's so mild here in the winter. It's not very cold usually. It was very mild last winter. A wee heater in here will have this place heated in no time because it's all wood. So we're gonna hold off on the insulation until such time as we've done one winter and see how it goes then. But as I say, Rosemary is as thrilled can be. And then last night they had this pretty well jacked up on the blocks and stuff. But then what I did was, lots of half blocks lying about. So what I did was I went around the shed. You can see where I've been. I went around the shed putting more blocks in. Anywhere I could see a space of more than about 2 feet, I put more blocks in. So there's a gap there, but behind that gap there's a block. So it's been filled. I've put in about half as much again as they did. And the floor they put in, the bracing they put in was really, really good. There's the moors have started now, you know. So folks, that's the shed. And I'm back here about 20 meters just to get it in. Okay, so final shot. All the best now. Bye bye. Oh, here, just meant to tell you, prices £2,000 done, and that's putting it up. And I almost said erection there, but people have your filthy minds, and it's just horrible. Get horrible comments back from some people. So it took what do you call it? It took about 2 hours to put it up because they build it at their own place, and then they bring it here. They dismantle it and bring it here because they know everything's going to go into position on site. They don't want to end up in a position where they can't get the thing up. So £2,000, what's that? 6 3s or 18, about $3,300 done. So I'm happy enough for that. I looked at a similar one that hadn't got the same quality of wood and finish and stuff, and it was £4,000, twice as much. I said it wasn't as good. And the final wee question, what's the difference between 3/4 of an inch and 19 millimeters? The difference is 2/1000th of an inch. So if you're reaching for a spanner and you need a 3/4 and there's a 19 mil, it'll do the job. Okay, that's us then folks. All the best now. Bye bye.